What's up, y'all? Lady Moto Bang. Welcome back to the 1963 Honda CL72 Scrambler video. So this is the will it run video. Will it? I don't know at this point. So here's what we're doing for this video. The last things that really need to be done is the electrical. I need to do every bit of the wiring. This is the old wiring harness that came off the bike from the fire damage. You can see I will not be reusing this. I've got a new one. I'm gonna wrap this in some black loom before I get started. Nice and crisp. This one is for a Super Hawk, I believe, because I wanted to be able to run blinkers on this. So I'm going to add some lighting to this bike. So that's going to be ready for that, and I'm going to be reusing almost all of the electrical components. So I've got my old ignition coils that worked just fine before. I'll be running some new spark plug wires off of these. I've got new wire. I've got new boots. Hopefully there's nothing wrong with these. What was that? A squirrel? Hopefully these will be fine. I've got my old condenser on here. I might replace this. These aren't very expensive. I've got my points. I'll check these out. There's really no reason. I could just order some new ones, but I'm gonna reuse these. Well, I don't know. With the older bikes, it may seem daunting if you've never done it before, but you can troubleshoot and figure out what's going on. You just have to kind of put your head down, look at the wiring diagram, start testing stuff, and get it figured out. So my biggest concern is that my stator isn't good. So the stators are expensive on eBay. They run about $100, and none of them are in great shape. So mine's not in great shape, and they're not. Most of them aren't tested on eBay either. So I would end up ordering one, not knowing if it was a good one or not. So I'm really hoping that this one will be fine, and I'm not going to have any kind of issue with that. Thinking way ahead, this is kickstart only. There's no starter on this motorcycle, so hopefully my leg's not going to fall off trying to kick this thing over for the first time. So fingers crossed. Hello. Okay, so I've got this done, all loomed with some black stretchy loom. It's like Chinese finger trap stuff. And the parts that I couldn't do, I used my like sticky cloth wrap on there, so there would be no white wire poking out anywhere. So this is all good to go. This is what my points look like. So I thought I had brand new points, and then I found the box, and they're not brand new points. They're points that I took off of another bike, but they're almost identical to these. So they're only like slightly rusty, just like a little bit on the edges. So I'm gonna clean the contacts. Nobody say anything to me about using these. I just don't want to invest a bunch of money into this. It's not like it's not really about the money. It's I just want to see if I can do it. So if the points become an issue, I'll replace them. I'll probably replace them anyway once I start riding this thing around. But anyway, also I've got an issue. I realized because this thing was Frankenstein together, I've got the wrong throttle slide. I've got a right side throttle slide and the left carb. Both of the slides are right side slides. Right side slides. That's my, yeah, that's what I sound like, guys. So next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to start cleaning up these ignition coils. So I kept all this together so it would be easier for me for once. Dummy. We're just going to blast this. Let me get this gently used towel. All right, so let's use, this is the gel, Rust-Oleum Rust Remover Gel. We'll put it on this one. This can't stay on very long or it turns into something even harder to remove. They're just ugly, that's why I'm getting the rust off. The contact points for the spark plug wires are fine. And then the ends for the wires, they're fine too. So I'm not too worried about it. Stinky. All right. My thing is too low. Wink. Dang it. What's the deal here? All right. We're just going to have to do it like this. Holy crap. Look at this. How far must I stand? All right. So these got cleaned up. They're okay. I would clean them up more, but short of getting like a sanding disc out, I'm not going to be able to get all of it off, but it looks way better, right? All right, so I'm doing like very small red accents on the spike. So I might do a red emblem on the tank, like it's a round emblem. But so I got some spark plug wire that has little red on it. And then I got these. So these are clear spark plug boots. And they've got just a little bit of red. And they spark. So you can like see the spark in here. I added that little pop of color there. So let's get this, let's get these spark plug wires. This is gonna be cool. Okay, so I'm reusing these boots off of this wire. Ooh, is this a free sticker? Oh, yes. Free sticker. Yeah. Gosh, I don't know what's wrong with this. Like white dust. I really hope these things are like as cool as they sound. All right, that's one. All right, I'm gonna turn you guys off and listen to music. All right, so I've been doing a lot off camera and it looks like I've hit a stopping point. So this is a no-go. I did the continuity test on it and I don't have continuity through the wires. I found one on eBay that didn't break the bank. It said in the eBay listing, works. That's what it said. Works. So the wires on the ends, these are really brittle because they're very old. And you can basically, yeah, they'll break like this. So it looks like I would just have to replace them. Also, the points. I went ahead and reordered some points. I ordered a new rectifier. I've got my old one wired up. If that guy ever ships the thing, then I'll use it. But I think the one that I have on here is fine. So let me show you what I got going on. All right, so these are all wired up. I don't have the bracket for these. the original bracket I didn't have, but also from what I've read online, the original bracket won't work with these new ignition coils anyway. I don't know what I'm going to do short of, I don't know, just a fully fabricating something. But if anybody has any suggestions on what I should do for this, let me know in the comments. This is my old rectifier. I think it'll work. So we'll see. Then I've got my switch all wired up. But yeah, the wiring harness is looking good. And then let me show you what's going on. I mentioned it before, but let me show you what's going on with the slides for the throttle. Here's the throttle slide situation. So you can see here, these are supposed to be slanted. So this gap here is for when the throttle's not open, there's still air that's able to get into the carb and not choke the engine out. So that's what, and then the other side is it shuts flush on the front side. You can't see it. So this is what this is supposed to look like right now with the throttle closed. So you can see on this slide, this is flush with the back. That is because this slide is supposed to go in a right side carb. So it's in there backwards pretty much because of the idle mixture screw. It won't go in there because there's a slot. So if anybody has one of these lying around for one of these carbs, this is a CL77 carb, not a CL72 carb. And I don't know if that makes a difference, but I do believe they're two different sizes. Also, these are the oval or the round bowl carbs. The later ones are square, but these are the round oval ones. So I don't know if that makes a difference at all with these slides. But if anybody has a driver side, left side, throttle slide, hit me up, let me know. I don't want to buy a whole carb off the internet or a bunch of other stuff that I don't need in order to get one and pay extra for all this other stuff I don't need. I just need the one slide. So hit me up. So here's the situation with my points. I've got the original points, looked like that. I didn't want to keep them. I found some old ones, dug them up. I was going to swap the plates over, all this stuff, put this in Evapo-Rust, clean everything off. And then I just decided, screw it. I don't want to deal with this. Why am I doing this? Just more trouble than it's worth.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
So I just ordered some new ones. Those are going to come in and I won't have to worry about it. That's probably the one thing that's going to get here the soonest. So I cleaned up all the connectors here, added new connectors, got all that cleaned up, got this kind of situated in here. And so really the only thing I need to do is look up how this bike has the harness routed through here. Got everything for my lights ready. And then, oh, one more problem. Let me show you another thing I've encountered, but I'm not gonna mess with right now. My battery won't fit in my battery box. What am I gonna do? Should I make it fit by screwing with this battery box here, or should I just get a new battery? This wasn't a cheap battery, so I would much rather prefer that this one worked, but I think at the end of the day, I don't want to be screwing with the battery box in here. So, and this just barely doesn't fit. I mean, I was thinking, oh, I'll just take a grinder and I'll grind off 1/10 of a centimeter right here so it'll go in. But I mean, it is not, there's just no way to even finagle it in there. Don't know. I don't know. What would you do? What would y'all do? Get a new battery. This is the old battery that is burnt up. I haven't thrown it away yet. because the hillbilly in me wants to throw it in the garbage, but I don't want to set a garbage truck on fire. But actually, believe it or not, still has juice in it. It fit fine in here. So I'm annoyed. I really hate that. I'm really annoyed that this battery won't fit.
That's all.
All right, so I was hoping this could be a Will It Run video, but it's just not in the cards. We're coming up on Thanksgiving. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving, actually. And I just figured I'd go ahead and put this video out. You like my Donald Trump hand motions? It's been a little bit since my last upload, like 10 days. I'm trying to be better about putting out a video more often. So one of the things that was keeping me from that is I would get an idea in my head, like I'm going to do this one chunk of work and that video is going to be this one thing. And that was keeping me from uploading frequently, instead of just saying like, I'm going to go out in the shed, I'm going to film what I can, no expectations, and just put what I have out there. So I'm going to try to do that from now on, and it's going to increase my video upload times. So you guys will just get a little bit more detail on what's going on in the bikes, maybe. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Hopefully that works for you, because that's what I'm going to be doing. I've got a new rectifier that's not been mailed yet, but it is a holiday week here. New points, they're on their way. And I've got a gently used stator, 60-something-year-old stator off of eBay. Let me know if you have a left side throttle slide or a CL72 or any kind of 305 carburetor. Please, that would be awesome. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for making it this far to the video. I appreciate everyone who subscribes, and as always, for anybody new to the channel, you don't have to subscribe, but
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.